riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees. Put your hands up on some grown man knees. We puffin' on some grown man knees. We sippin' on some grown man knees. We vibin' on some grown man knees. We lovin' on some grown man knees. I know, you know, that you're down with me. Riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees. Put your hands up on some grown man knees. We puffin' on some grown man knees. We sippin' on some grown man knees. We vibin' on some grown man knees. We lovin' on some grown man knees. I know, you know, that you're down with me. Riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees. Put your hands up on some grown man knees. We puffin' on some grown man knees. We sippin' on some grown man knees. We vibin' on some grown man knees. We lovin' on some grown man knees. I know, you know, that you're down with me.
Come on here. Come on here. We ready? We ready?
Yeah.
We ready?
Yeah.
That's your ad lib right there. We in the building, man. It is Tuesday. Check your smartwatch. Check your calendar. Ask your kid. It is Tuesday, which means it is time for another incredible edition of Grown Man Conversations, the visual podcast, because you can see us as well as you can hear us. And just because God is in the details, no one asked, but I'm letting you know, these right here that's in the picture is what I have on. Ain't nobody asked me that. Ain't nobody asked me that, but I just felt it in my spirit that somebody wanted to know that I got these on tonight, okay? So I done got that out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I am one half, DC checking in.
What's up, Gregory Jackson?
I'm one half of the co-hosting team that gets it in on Grown Man Conversations, and I go by the name of Tone X. That's right. Get wild for me. Get wild for me. And would you like to introduce yourself?
I would. I'm the other half of this co-hosting team, and I go by the three names of Y Squared, Chocolate Deluxe, and Ava Black.
That second name is a stripper name.
Yes, it is.
From P Valley.
And I do it just like Mercedes and Mississippi, baby.
Okay, then. All right. Tonight we got a dope show. This young man right here, I remember meeting him when I first got to Charlotte. I remember meeting him, and he had an incredible talent then with lyrics, and rapping, and music. I remember he explained me his name in the Power 98 studio. He was like, bet he grind, I bet he grind. That was 97. It was 2022.
Right.
And he's still grinding. I watched him evolve. His talents are still soaring into greater heights. Still nice with the pen, still nice with the music, still nice with the lyrics. But he's embarking on big things now. Grown man things.
Grown man things.
Not just what we're talking about tonight, but also in his personal life.
Yeah.
Grown man things. And you can add author to his list of accomplishments and his accolades. And he has a new book that we'll be definitely talking about and diving into. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Betty Grind, ladies and gentlemen. Give him some love. Give him some love.
Yes, y'all hear those applause.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing blacktastic. How you feeling?
Man, I'm Here I'm blessed, you know. Here on my day one.
You looking like some hell, baby.
It's,
You looking like him every time.
you know,
First
we
of
keep
all,
up.
every time you see Betty, he fresh.
Come on now, fresh to death.
Okay, Betty. Every time you see him, he fresh. I remember one time I bumped into him in the car wash, and he had on some slides.
What's up, nephew? Moffitt.
And I looked down. I said, "Oh, he got them slides on today," and they was Gucci. I said, every time you see Betty, he is fresh. And tonight is no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Bad
All right.
habits, man. Bad habits.
Tonight. So I'm glad that you're here, man.
I appreciate you all for having me. That's my
Yolanda
word.
told me you was gonna be on the show. I was excited about that. I was like, Betty coming on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, it's gonna be a dope night.
A dope night.
Let's just dive right into it.
Right
I'm
into
with it.
it.
I'm with it.
I gave him enough background information.
Yeah.
We'll circle back around the block
Indeed.
and hit that up. What made you want to write a book?
I'll be honest with you, Tom. I had no intentions on writing a book. And when I was, you know, people would talk to me about writing a book, it was more because of my private life and, you know, everybody more so curious about me and what was going on with me, the Betty grind side, you know what I mean? But, so they wanted more of a, you know, autobiography of me snitching on myself, you know what I mean?
Right.
You
Telling
know,
all the secrets.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, my daughter used to always be like, you need to write a book, you need to write a book. She was like, I'm gonna write it for you, I'm gonna write about your life, because I tell her everything, like that's my best friend, so she know all my secrets, like she could give me 20 years, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the book came about, I started counseling with a young lady by the name of Dr. Michelle Arhano. She out in Cali, right? It might have been right before the pandemic.
Okay.
And then she's a relationship counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And she grew to like me. She said she had me start doing these retreats with her, women retreats. And I was the first male speaker for a retreat. It was big retreats out in, you know, LA, big mansions, take you everywhere, and it's just women coming from all over the country. And she had me speak. And after I spoke, there was a lot of women who broke into tears because, you know, you hear about men, you know, a lot of women want men to transform, but, you know, the likelihood of it doesn't really happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're just hearing my story and hearing what's going on. She was like, you need to write a book. And I was like, you know what? I don't think that's in me. A month later, I prayed to God, and I was like, am I supposed to write a book? Then you give it to me, and you let it be all you. It don't have nothing to do with me, and whatever it does, you know what I mean? And I went to Africa, you know, and Egypt, and
That experience.
hung out with some of your Muslim brothers, you know what I mean? And went to, you know, I learned a lot. I learned that Muhammad Ali really wasn't, the first Muhammad Ali wasn't a boxer. You know, he was a prophet, you know what I mean? And I went to where he was buried, you know what I mean? And got history. And while I was in Egypt, you know, I just saw a lot. I saw where Jesus was 3 years old, where they were hiding. Him, Mary, and Joseph was hiding in Jesus' crypt. You know, you see different parts of life and you watching all this different motion. And when I got back, God gave me 5,000 words for this book right here.
I know that's right.
And it was like, I was like a kid on, you know, it was like Christmas. I was running around, I hit Cash, you know Cash, my manager for music. I told my shorty I talked to her, I was like, I wrote 5,000 words, and it was like, I was just excited like I wrote a whole book, you know what I mean? And it just came from God. Like it's the book about nothing I never would have thought I'd write about.
Right.
I'm giving him that horn.
You giving them the horn sound?
Yeah.
I'm giving that.
I know that's right.
Sound. He get that horn sound.
There
You
you
heard what he said though.
Yeah.
You heard him say he was over there and talked to my Muslim brothers.
Oh yeah.
And that energy got him right,
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
pointed him in the right direction, because that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we do. Not try to only point other people in the right direction. We definitely try to point ourselves in the right direction. So we
Indeed.
can be able to do that. A very humbling experience when you got them 5,000 words, wasn't it?
Oh man.
And I bet the whole trip in itself was a very humbling experience. For one, to, you know, go across country and to be a part of other cultures.
Yeah. Yes.
And then when we really find out how rich our culture is and how deep it is, and being able to understand even the colors look different and more vibrant. I've heard we've not visited Africa yet, but we will be going in 2023. But just I heard the air smells different. The energy is different when you get off the plane. The sun is different.
That sun is different.
You know, so if you go over there and you don't come back changed or enlightened in some type of way, then you really missed the whole purpose of going on that type of trip. Now, that trip you went to, was that a soul-searching, shadow-working trip, or was that a pleasure trip that turned into something to where you started soul-searching and doing shadow work for the 5,000 words?
So, honestly, I read the Bible every year. I'm slacking this year, but every year I read the whole Bible. I've been doing it for like the last 5 years, front to back. Got a Quran from when I was out there, so I'm starting on that now so I can get a different side, put it all together.
Boy, I'll let your uncle on.
You know, so, but what got me there was I was in the book of Deuteronomy. And in the book of Deuteronomy, of course, you know, they're in Egypt. You know what I mean? It's Moses, you know, everybody's speaking about that. And I was just like, I'm going to Africa, man. I want to go see this. It's like 6 months into the pandemic. Like, and I'm out there. They like, Americans here. And they excited because the world shut down.
Right.
But there, they walk around no mask.
And you weren't afraid to go out there 6 months into just less
6 months into it, I was just like, I'm gone. I practice my safety measures, and it was really just, it was like, I literally was reading Deuteronomy. It was like, I'm gonna go see what this is. I've been reading it. I want to see what it's like. And when I went there, like you said, you seeing Africa. I went into pyramids. Pyramids tall as the buildings uptown, but they go deep as the building uptown.
Wow.
That's my word on every. And then when you get down that deep, they go deeper, and you just see everything, man. Like you say, you see our people. You see how they gravitate to us. You see, how the world works, and it's a different kind of love. You know what I mean? Like it's, you see millions and millions of people just moving together, in unison. You know what I mean? So of course, they border some other places that they had to be careful of, but they make it very clear, like that's a different kind of. That's not Muslim. That's a different kind of
energy
thing they got going on that they try to represent as Muslim or represent as this. You know what I mean? But it was just a spontaneous thing. I grabbed Shorty, said, "You want to go?" We did what we were supposed to do, and 3-4 days later, we was in Egypt. It was just like that.
And there's no fear once you understand the truth. And when you talk about the pyramids, I don't know if people really understand the architectural design behind the pyramids and then being aligned with the stars and astrology. And you got to think, they still try to tell you everything from the aliens built them to UFO. There were no machines. There was no cranes. There was no electricity. But those pyramids are perfectly built by us.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like you were there. You seen it for yourself.
Yes.
It's something to behold.
Oh,
It's a wonder of the world. But it also, like you said, it changed your thinking.
Oh yeah, it's
because you go from what you've been told to what you see.
Yes.
And you like the two that ain't matching up. You know what I mean? You ain't seen no people running through with no spears and no. You sure didn't. You saw the city. Egypt looked like New York.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's crazy than New York. The traffic. I mean everything. You know what I mean? It's just it's a different world, man. Like it's just like you said. It's see the world. I spent a lot of years hustling and trying to, stuck to Charlotte, trying to maintain and get ahead.
Right. And
I should have been seeing the world, man. Like it changed your life. You know what I mean? Like it changed your life. It changes, perspective. Seeing things like that grows your faith. You know what I mean? Helps you look within. Help you realize what's frivolous and what's not. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things that I chased for a lot of years were frivolous things. You know what I mean? Like I talk about it in the book, and just we've seen it. It's guns and butter. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. Money is convenient, but when it all falls down, you know what I mean? Some of the best memories we that all of us probably had in our lives that had nothing to do with money. It was
Yeah.
just people and time and good spirits. You know what I mean? Yeah, energy.
It's called chasing the cool.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And a lot of people still chase the cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, y'all don't know, man. Like Betty talking about writing a book and telling on himself and talking about he was chasing the money. Listen, Betty was taking pictures holding money up to his ear way before these young
Right,
cats
way
started
back
doing
in the
it.
day.
I've seen it.
Yes.
All right, I've been around, baby.
Right, wearing
All right,
whole-
I've been around. Betty was pushing exotics
Come on, wearing Gucci
way
suits.
before these
The
young
whole
cats
matching
nowadays
suit
talking about,
from head to
we-
bottom.
man, he was doing that. Cause I used to look at Betty and be like, I used to be like, yeah, he can rap, but they ain't all he
But
doing.
what? Yeah, but what he doing? Betty
All right.
out there doing it. What's
Yeah.
up, Nakima?
Betty was doing his thing though, man, and he's
We'll
still
check
doing
it
his
in.
thing. Now, you
Yeah, I gotta go see those pyramids too.
you're a
now.
published author.
Yes, indeed.
See, you can put that on your resume.
Yeah.
As am I.
Yes.
And I know when Yolanda used to tell me the philosophies you say on stage and what you say on the radio and what you tell people, you should put that in a book. And I was like, and she started the process for me. She started organizing, and she would say, tell me one. And when I looked up, I had probably more than 100, 150.
Wow.
And we downsized it in the book. She did a whole process.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
I was just memorizing things that I had said, and she would put it in the form. And I remember when it came back from the publisher,
Mm-hmm.
and I picked it up, and I looked at it. I was like,
To have it in your hand.
that's my book.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Did you have that same feeling when that thing came back, and you looked at yourself on the cover in that pink suit?
You know, pink pants.
I love
Did you
it.
have that feeling, man?
Yeah, it was an out of body experience, man. Like it was truly surreal. It's still surreal. You know what I mean? Like to be here, like y'all family. You know what I mean? Like back to Lola's
Right.
first CIAA,
Right.
first
right.
CIAA
On the
Midnight
corner.
breakfast.
2 a.m. to 6
Right.
parties. Tone was a shout out to Fly Tide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Fly Tide, brought me on, introduced me to BJ Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
The morning, Madhouse, and the morning show, and introduced me to Tone.
Yeah.
And Tone is like I did a lot of things. You know what I mean? Through God's grace, like 3 albums, a bunch of mixtapes, 10
You
singles.
see my man say, damn it, I'm fly, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
still the
yeah.
joint.
Salute.
You see what I mean?
Blessed to have 10 singles hit radio. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't know the first time I ever spoke on a microphone. I remember being excited with Lifelong and Black Sun and all of that.
Black
Yes,
Sun,
Black
baby.
Sun.
Yeah.
Lifelong.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Bread Boys. The first time
Mhm.
I ever was, on radio, Fly Tie introduced me to Tone. And Tone put me on Freestyle Friday. And
Boy, that was something.
that was the first time I ever, that was like having a hit record. Like, it was like, I'm on the radio. So to be here today and it's here for a book, like, I
Right.
think it's God's perfect way of bringing things around.
Exactly.
360.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it started right there.
Right.
And now the book, this is my first interview since the book's released, on
Oh,
my daughter's
man.
birthday. Yeah, this is the first one, man. Like, so that's why I say it's kind of like, God connecting the dots. You know what I
Right.
mean? Bringing it right here. So no, it was like this right here, man. Like, I would have never thought this. You know what I mean? To write
Right.
a book.
Yeah.
Like I said, publisher and all that stuff. Like, I was far removed. Like I was like, I'm done with the entertainment. I had that much. It played a part of my life. It did good things, but it also did bad things. You know what I mean? Like, along with the stardom and fans
Oh, yeah.
and all that,
It's something that come
you
with it.
destroy a lot of relationships. You watch a lot of friends. You lose friends. You think you gain friends that aren't friends. You watch people go to jail. You
Watch people
just
die.
yeah. And literally, I watched. Y'all see me post like I done lost 2 best friends and a brother to murder. So
Yeah.
it's tough. You know what I mean? But to be here and write this book, man.
Right. And to leave a legacy with
Yeah.
your words and with your story in it, that not only your children, but their children one day will be able to read.
Yeah.
So are you the first person in your family to write a book?
Yeah.
Wow. That's another big, huge accomplishment. And then just the whole metrics. Yeah, I know they are. I know they are.
They should be.
I know
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And like the question you always ask an author, who is your book for?
My book is for the most precious beings on earth. It's for my women. It's for the women that created me and created others, and why we do everything that we do, how we learn love, why we seek love, why we want love, who taught us love, how we know, everything that we are. That's what the book is for. It's for that. It's for us, but it's for them and us. You know what I mean? Like it's just coming from what I come from a lot of years, like you said, before everybody was to the Louis and the Gucci's and the cars and stuff. My homies be tripping like, "Betty, you was wearing Louis Vuitton tennis shoes in 04." Like.
Man, way back when you didn't even know what you had on your feet.
Right.
What's them?
Yeah,
what's them?
Yeah.
Literally, but it's a I had a lot of good going, but I wasn't the best man that I could be. I wasn't what Josephine raised me to be. You know what I mean? I wasn't my mother, and then with my daughter, I wasn't being the best example of a man that I would want her to see. Of course, I'm gonna make sure she's straight.
Right.
But the most important thing is that you can't say make sure you got a good man.
And you haven't set the example.
Yeah, and the example I'm setting for you is what you see me with. You might see me walk in the club with 30 of them in the VIP. You know what I mean? So it's like just changing that aspect of life and understanding that having a bunch of women don't make you strong. It honestly show that you're weak. There's some insecurities there that you covering up with clothes and shoes and women and cars and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's as you say, you're chasing it cool.
Right.
That's a big
You ain't
deal.
never gonna catch it.
And to show you how far, again, me and Betty go back. You heard him reference his mother, Josephine. Miss Josephine used to do my nails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look,
all right,
and I'm
baby.
gonna tell you a funny story.
Miss Josephine used to do my
I'm
nails.
gonna tell you a funny story. And so this is one time he told me he was going to Miss Josephine, to this lady to get his nails done. So I was like, okay, cool. But I saw Miss Josephine. I'm trying to see how I saw her, if I dropped you off or whatever, when or saw. Anyway, when I saw her, this is before I knew she was your mother. I was like, no, you not. There's about to be a problem. If you going to Miss Josephine, then I'm going to need to go to Miss Josephine. Yeah. And he was like, it's all good, but I got my appointment first. And I was like, Yeah. He was like, this is Betty's mom. I said, Betty who? He was like, Betty Grant. I said, that is not his mama. That's his mama. When I tell you,
a lot of people reacted like that.
She was, honey, the Beyonce and the Tina Knowles before on Instagram, and they saw that. Your mom holds it down, absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And I was able to get some of her services too. She was phenomenal. She gave me a facial, and so she was her spirit, her energy, everything was amazing about
jealous
her.
Boy.
I know, but I didn't believe it was his mom.
See what I mean,
She did not look old enough to have a son for you to be, you know what I mean? Oh, mom.
Just trying to get my nails done.
And look, Nakima wants to know, where can we get the book?
We ain't got to that yet.
I know, we're coming. We're going to
you
give you all
pace
that
yourself.
information.
That's second half of the interview.
And then I got to give Black Parker a shout out, who was talking about the Damn It I'm Fly video. You know who that is? That's our IT guy, B. That's a B. That's his alias name.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, B, you running with AKA. You running from the feds.
That's AKA.
Running from the feds.
Black Parker. But yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Just the whole maturation period of what you have evolved into, and understanding that. And so, of course, I've seen it, through social, with social media and following you. I actually was able to just witness through some of the pictures, some of the content that you post, the shift. From, when it was all about the music, or when it was all about the money or the show, to when you started stripping that and showing it more of, it's about a lifestyle. And a lifestyle that does not have anything to do with necessarily holding the bag or getting the bag, a lifestyle that's luxury, but but that luxury is about experiences.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily to me what I got from you telling people, oh, look, I'm here over the world and I'm doing this. It was more, I want you to know that you can do this too.
Yeah, go see the world.
And I want you to know that this is an experience that I'm embarking upon, and I'm taking my family. I would see your daughter with you on trips, and your family with you on trips. Yeah, mom with you on trips. So showing that you were not only expanding, your circle, but expanding your family's circle too, and exposing them to new things as well.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Betty. You was going so many places. I started thinking he was photoshopped.
Hey, somebody said that when they saw me
I
jumping.
say he ain't in no damn desert. He ain't jumping off
Right.
no boat in the water. This little green screen. Betty on a green screen.
Oh man.
Betty was seeing the world. Just like I tell people, man,
Yeah.
there is no guidebook that says you have to spend your entire life
Right.
in the United States.
Right.
No.
Meaning you ain't got to stay here. You don't have to live here all your life.
Right.
And you don't have to, only place you ever seen is these states.
Right.
You need to get out. Get that passport stamp.
Yeah.
Go where you need to go. Look, and I did 935 with that 100% dope dude.
Oh,
Boy, you know what the 935.
Right, 935 back in the day.
Yeah, Adolf. Adolf.
Come on,
I'm Mr. 935.
Adolf
Right.
off
You ain't go
baby.
to an Adolf
Yeah.
party or Adolf event.
That was
Come
the
on
last
now.
booking that Adolf had there. But man, see the world. I believe that you don't. I tell my daughter this, like, you don't have to just do one thing in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like we here, you know what I mean? Like you can master this and move on to this and master that.
Mm-hmm.
Like experience life, do it as safely as possible. Enjoy yourself. Like I was speaking to someone yesterday, and they were like, "Life's short." I said, "Life isn't short. Life is long. It's only short for the people who leave here with regrets."
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? If
Right.
I go my whole life and I don't do what I'm supposed to do,
Right.
and I don't enjoy it, and I don't love and live and do those things,
You're right.
when it come down to my last 30 seconds, I'm gonna be thinking about all the things I didn't do.
Right.
But if I did them, I'm gonna welcome God. I'm gonna welcome life. Like, you know what? I did that. And I
Right.
left my legacy my legacy good. And they gonna keep living for me. I tell my daughter all the time, like, look, something happened to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You keep living. My spirit created you with your mother. So my spirit gonna live through you and through yours. We never leave here. You know what I mean?
Right.
See, that boy
Energy
done been to
is
Africa.
Come on now.
He done talked to him.
He done talked to some folk,
He
ain't
didn't talk to them Allah balls over there.
Look, Keenan Thompson.
got him right over there.
What's up, Betty Grind?
What up, Keena? I thought about you the other day. What up, Keena? Oh,
Salute,
man.
XY. JD Houston,
What's
what
up,
up, boy?
JD?
Houston, we have a problem.
We got him up here over and over asking how they can purchase the book. Y'all know we gonna let y'all
Hold
know.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Warren.
he gonna do some episodes. Look, this is an hour show. We
Hold
only
on,
25
Warren.
minutes in,
Yeah.
so we gonna let him do a couple of episodes from the book as well.
How many pages in the book?
The book is 228 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, it's official.
And I see you got the hardcover.
Yeah, we got the hardcover, paperback. We got the Kindle. The Audible is on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, all this. I'm waiting to bring the Audible.
Did you
out
do the
right
audiobook
now.
yourself?
Yeah, the Audible is me.
You voiced it over
Yeah,
yourself? Yes.
Yeah, but that was something special there.
Was it?
Hey, let me tell you something. I recorded a lot of records, right?
It's totally different.
But opening up a book and being like, the deeper you've been damaged, the bigger the court gesture you have to be. Like, to read your words, and when you're tripping up, you trying to go back to when you wrote something.
Mm-hmm.
It's something else, and then just making sure you're delivering it right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because when you read something, everybody got a perspective, but when I say it,
Right.
you can really hit me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so. But yeah, the Audible on the way. But every version is everywhere. You know what I mean? We'll say where it's at. But
Yeah,
if you go to where you buy books, it's there.
Yolanda went with
What's
me.
up, Keenan?
Yolanda went with me to Albany, New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to do my demo for my voiceovers at Voice
Okay,
Coaches.
I saw you post about that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best voiceover businesses, schools, studios in the country. Top 5. And so my voice coach was talking to me, and I was telling her about that I had a book. And she was like, well, it's a no-brainer that you're going to do an audio book.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, one of the things about doing narratives, that's what they're called, is you have to sound the same on page 1 as you do on page 200.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You you had to sound the same in chapter 1, same energy, as you do in chapter 30.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things about audiobooks. And when I was hearing you talk about
Yes.
you doing it, that popped into my head because I was like, yeah, them audiobooks are different.
Because you hear it. You got them headphones
And then you
on.
start getting tired. You can't do the whole book
No.
in no one session. You
No.
you have to come back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you
And
might
do
get to
it.
a certain place, and it might be a spot at the near the beginning. It's like, well, we gotta loop that over to make this right. To kind of, it's certain things you hear.
But you do listen better
Yeah.
when it's the individual's voice, no matter
Man, my
kind of
English
voice
better.
they got.
My English better
Yeah.
from writing a book. Like
Yeah.
you dealing with editors, like so the book it went through everything that you could go through, like every top tier thing. Like you talking about the editor. Shout out to my editor, Sharman Monroe. She's a retired federal judge in D.C.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Black. Shout out to Sharman Monroe. But I had an editor, copy editor, line editor. It was like 5 different editors on the book. You know what I mean? And then when you got to proof all this when they do
Right.
it. So I'm learning how
Broken English.
how my English. I'm like, man, well, you've been living in Charlotte for a long time. Like you wrote, it's like, oh, that's. Oh, I'm saying why, and it should be wild. You know what I mean? But you learn a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Shout out to since you shouted out your editor, I gotta shout out mine because I know that they watching.
Yes.
And our editor, she's from Africa. As a matter of fact, where we going
Yeah.
is her property. She has a retreat on the
In
mountain.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
And Marathi's mama and
Oh, no,
Latisse
Marathi.
and
Yeah,
Latisse mother.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
who
Marathi go back
edited
to-
my book.
Kids.
Oh wow.
I used to be in the bottom of Concord every day.
Boy,
Wow.
I knew Marathi. Look,
you know
I'm
nephew
talking about
too,
middle school.
Ryan Davis.
What's up, OGD Lee?
I had to see him.
You ain't seen Ryan?
I had to see
Wow.
his face.
Oh,
But
Ryan.
man,
Boy, that's
but I probably if he Concord.
shout out to Marathi.
I got my hair cut at Heads. He used to be right there.
Oh,
D Tony. L. Like, you know what I mean? I used to park
You
back
supposed
the
to get-
BMW in front of Heads and hop
Come
out.
on.
You're supposed to be getting that strongman herb from
Come
Marathi.
on now, look, Jackie Fillmore, Jackie McKenzie watching.
I always have respect for Betty Grind. He always
Thank you.
was respectful and kind when I used to see him at comedy
yeah,
shows.
comedy
My
shows.
husband loved his music. Betty,
Definitely
thank
will
you.
purchase his book. She
Betty
said.
been doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
appreciate
right
it.
now, ladies and gentlemen, hit the brakes like the Flintstones.
Yeah,
We at the halfway point of this podcast. It is moving because the energy is so good.
yeah.
But right now,
We
let
gonna
me
get to
turn
you
the
though,
spotlight onto our sponsors that's making this thing go and grow. Yolanda, hit the commercial, please.
Peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. You can trust Silver Shield Security to install a high-quality security system that you can access directly from your smartphone. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe. I have
Yeah.
You saw it. Silver Shield Security Systems, one of the best security systems in the country, not just in Charlotte, not just in Georgia or Florida. Really backing this company and proud to be the face of this company and the voice of this company. This is a minority-owned company. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about black-owned. I'm talking about a black female-owned
Yeah.
security company that can compete with the bigger names that you know about, but we ain't gonna say them because we don't give no free promo. Her technology is right on point. You can look inside your crib from your hand. You can your alarm system from your phone. Her equipment is top notch, and I keep letting y'all know that she's celebrating 10 years in the game. And right now, you can go to the website and you can use my promo code #Tonex. #Tonex. You get 50% off of your installation fees. Somebody out there right now has an apartment, and remember, apartments get overlooked when it comes to security. It's a lot of times you don't even think about that. Apartments, homes, businesses, where you're trying to have that peace of mind, especially if you have a family.
Right.
And when you leave your family, you can know that they are good, they are safe. Her customer service, she goes above and beyond.
She does.
It's just like family with this organization. So you can go to the website, silvershield-security.com, silvershield-security.com. Use my code, #Tonex, #Tonex. Get 50%, that's half off. Those of you who struggled in math, half off
That's 50%.
of your installation fees, and I would encourage you to go do that. A peace of mind is not a game.
Right.
And you can turn on the news and you can see your first 5 stories will make you want to have peace of mind when you're not there and when you're there. And you can have both with Silver Shield Security. So once again, hit that website up, silvershield-security.com, and use my promo code #Tonex. Also, me and Ron Davis was talking about this real quick, and he was saying how a lot of people will miss some of the funniest comedy shows because you might not know who the comedian is. And you knowing who a comedian is popularity. Popularity has nothing to do with being funny.
Funny at all.
I got a comedian that's coming Thursday for Laugh It Up Thursdays. Last month, Carlos Miller came and shut it down, but this comedian is cut from the same cloth as Carlos, straight out to ATL. You can go check him out on the 85 South Show, also All Deaf Digital Roast Battles. His name is Chris Set It Off Jones, one of the funniest cats in the game. Trust and believe. One of the cats where if you in the building, you're a part of the show.
Yeah.
A real cat.
He does comedy roast battles, right?
For my smokers, you know, come on out. That's another one of your boys, just like Carlos. And the thing I'm saying, Betty, is I don't want somebody to miss a laugh because you didn't know who it was, or you hadn't heard of. Don't let that stop you. You know the vibe at our shows. If you haven't been to Stats, you should. The food, the kitchen, nothing to play with, the drinks, and the good times that we have. It's a whole vibe. King Lee, Iconic Truth Band with that live go-go.
Yes.
It's something different. $1 Million DJ. Me and Tab get together. The V5 get back together like what you used to hear on Grown Man Radio. So the energy is there, the chemistry is there. But I don't want you to miss out on a good time because laughter is still the best medicine. So go to ysprosent.com. ysprosent.com. Get your tickets for Laugh It Up Thursday. You can pay at the door. And come on out to Stats, man, 8 o'clock, and be up in the building and get these laughs from Chris. Set It Off Jones, all right? Now, back
hold on. Look, we got to do this
to our regular schedule.
Here. Sheldon Pratt. He was like, we appreciate you rocking that I Am Apparel.
Boy, you see it?
That grown fit, my guy. Support us, 704. That's right.
First of all, these my nephews right here. When we used to be at Vegan Vibe, they would always be next to me.
You
and would always.
The mic. They can't hear you. If you're not
okay, baby. Instruct me then.
Right.
Obed, I'm going in the bag. They would be at Vegan Vibe, and they would be next to us at the table.
I was watching that T-shirt though when I came in.
You saw that 704 camouflage? That's my nephews right there, and they came.
I Am Apparel.
And they got down at the last table. They bought up. They tried to buy all the socks from your man. You know what I mean? So salute to them. And Betty, you know we got to get you in that grown fit. You know we got to.
I didn't think I was exclusive enough.
We got to, boy, stop. We got to get you in that grown fit. So salute to my nephews. Make sure that you support that 704. Make sure you support that I Am Apparel. Make sure you get some of that. And you already know about the grown fit. Grownfitwear.com. You see the GF. All right. Although this weekend, if me and Yolanda would have had a booth uptown, it'd have been Gay Fit.
No, it would not have
Because
been.
that pride
that
festival
pride
was
was
jumping.
going on.
We'd have got some of that money. That G
We
could
would've
have been
told
whatever
them,
you
oh,
wanted
it's
to
Gay
be.
Fit, go ahead
That
and
G
get
could have
it.
been whatever you wanted to be, Betty. Okay?
Get it.
Grown, gay.
Right.
This is the Uncle
Gown
Clifford
fit,
tracksuit we
whatever.
got on in the valley, baby.
He's so stupid. And Warren Buffett, he stamped that comedy show.
Warren
He said
Buffett? Watching us?
Warren Buffett, Moffat, the
Oh,
black
okay.
Warren Buffett,
Okay.
the black Warren Moffat.
He said everything amazing.
The whole
The
vibe.
whole vibe.
Which is at the Laugh It Up Thursday.
Do you know what I think of when I hear Moffat?
Well, what do you think of?
That's Silence of the Lambs. That was Buffalo Bill's real name. A serial killer. His name was Moffat.
I
That
didn't
was
know
one of his
that.
clients.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he had the head in the jaw. Because
Yeah.
you know that's one of my favorite movies.
Yes. You want to go ahead and do your little...
You know it's coming.
Go ahead and do it so we can get
Nephew,
into
you
the
know about
book.
Sounds of the Lambs?
I know the movie.
Okay, so you went
Y'all
back.
listen to this.
So
We're going to
when-
set you up.
So
set
when
the
the
scene
females
up.
was coming down, she was doing Jodie Foster. She was a psychologist, right? She was in FBI training. So when she was coming to see Hannibal Lecter, right, she went by the cell. Next to Hannibal was a dude named Miggs, right? So
Set it up, baby. Set it up.
so when she got in front of the cell, Hannibal said, Miggs in the next cell, what did he say to you? And she said, he said, I can smell your cunt. And Hannibal Lecter said, I see. I myself cannot.
Right. I'm stupid.
Betty, don't ask why that cracked me up, man. Don't ask why that cracked me
Why
up,
that
baby.
part?
Okay? But then Hannibal done went over there and talked to him and made him swallow his own tongue and kill himself for what he said to that girl. Hannibal was a fool. All right, now back to our regular scheduled program.
And speaking of,
Let's start it off like this. Y Square. Do you think the majority of women need a book like this coming from a male perspective on how men transcend and try to get it right, or how men can transcend and try to get it right?
yeah. Well, as a female, I'm personally excited to read the book. I can't wait to purchase a copy and have it autographed by you because I know it's going to be a bestseller as well. But what really excites me about this book, not only the fact that I do know you personally, but, and maybe there are other books out there, what I think is different about this book is because of me knowing you personally and seeing you how you were then, but to know that you're writing a book and the title is Love's the Agenda.
Yeah.
The title is something that is not bashing us as black women, not making us feel that, you know, the black woman has an issue or a problem as to the reason why we have not found or seen love or gotten love. Because a lot of times, sometimes whether it's, you know, certain books, they have a title, but once they pull you in, they're not really self-motivating you or uplifting you. They're talking about the things that maybe you are doing that's unattractive to a man. And then they're talking about the issues that maybe you've had in the past that are causing this to your relationship and what you can do to make it better to now bring a man. Now, I have not read your book yet, but I feel like the path or the lane that you're going is showing that I've made mistakes in the past, and I understand now truly the whole ultimate experience of who a woman is. We're more than just someone to have sex with. We're more than just someone to come home and cook. We're life givers. And like you said, the fact that you were able to have, you know, you have children, you kind of understand even more so the beauty of a woman, and the fact that you dedicated this book to women and the women in your family. It lets me know that this is a read that we're going to enjoy. We're going to be able to learn more about your story, maybe even learn and understand who our men are, because a lot of times men, you know, think a lot. That's the reason why I love Grown Man Conversations, is because it gives Tonex and I, as a married couple, a chance to sit down and talk and have conversations and show other couples, whether they're married or not, that you can have those hard conversations sometimes that you can't talk about at home. Or those conversations sometimes when you go to an event and all the women go to one side and all the men go to one side and they have their perspective, but they don't come together and talk about it. We try to create a platform where it's easy, whether we agree or disagree. We can still respect one another within whatever that is, but we can also still see one another and hear one another and listen to one another, and not be afraid to say what's on our mind. And so I feel that with that book and with your experience, you weren't afraid to say what's on your mind.
No.
And get down to the root of it. So that's why I feel like it's going to be a great read, and I'm excited to read it. So yes, to answer your question with all that else I said.
Right. I'm excited about the book because they just released a survey, and the survey said that women today are some of the highest depressed, lonely population of women.
And according to Nick Cannon, stinky.
Well, no.
He said 80% of the women walking around here was stinky.
Yeah, but this ain't what I'm getting to.
I know, I'm just
He
saying.
said 80%?
That's what he said. He said only 20%
need help with their feminine hygiene. But the reason...
I get what he's saying. I just didn't know it was 80%.
He messing with the wrong ones, obviously.
But the reason that survey says that is because of what is being pushed on women nowadays. It's an over-sexualization of women. It is an aggressive nature that they push on women. It is the independent banner that they're trying to push on women. It is the I don't need a man banner that they're trying to push on women. And that's causing a lot of women to be dope on social media, to be dope on Instagram, to be fly when they out with their girls. But when that car pull up in that driveway and they open that crib, and I don't care how many square feet it is, and ain't nothing in there but the furniture and a dog, it get different. And so I think that your book is high beams in a fog.
Every day we get, and not to cut you off, my apologies on that side, but so, on my side, I'll speak on this. Every day most of us get up and put on an imposter. You know what I mean? And I learned about my imposter too, thankful, for Michelle, but most of us get up and, as most people say, we're not being authentic.
Ego.
So we're in a world where everything is social media and what it looks like, and really isn't, when you get down to the core, the foundation of things, it's like you said, it's empty. It's nothing there. You know what I mean? Like, I know so many women with the red bottom shoes and, the bags and the $1,000 hair.
But no substance or character at all.
No. They have substance.
Oh, okay.
I'll say this. We don't get to experience the substance because that's what is being promoted. It's kind of like robots. It's like, let's just make a whole bunch of things that that look the same. You push them
Mass
out.
production.
You know what I mean? And that's what you see. It's like you can't, and then you have everybody with the same gripes of, well, I just can't, I can't meet the right person. I can't meet this and that. It's because we're all looking for the prototype. You know what I mean? And you're not going to find out. Most women didn't know who I was. Most women didn't know my name till right now to this book. You know what I mean?
They know who you showed them.
Yeah, they knew exactly what I wanted them to see.
Yeah.
A perception. You feel what I'm saying? So you can fall in love with the perception, but the perception gonna let you down every time. Because once you start looking for substance, when you start looking for something that's consistent, that's loving, etc., you can't get at to 10, 20, 30 women. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can only get at to one woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it takes work. It's that's an everyday thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? To get where you all at, that's an everyday thing. It's gonna be happy days. It's gonna be bad days. It's gonna be sad days.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of that. But we have to keep. It's a lot of most people are leaving situations because they're not happy. My mama ain't make me happy every day. You know what I mean? So it's like I ain't never walked away from her. You know what I mean? But as soon as somebody don't make you happy, it's like, what happened?
You're willing to give up.
It just wasn't this. That may be for the moment. You know what I mean? Like if we determine our lives based on the moment, we can keep splitting from every situation. You know what I mean?
Well said. Yeah. Well said. There's a grown man quote today that I was gonna put up on Instagram when I got home from doing the podcast. I'm still gonna put it up, but I'm gonna tell you what it says before I put it up.
Yeah.
It says, if someone corrects you and you get offended, you have an ego problem.
Whew.
And that's gonna be the grown man quarter today. It'll
Right,
be up
that is-
when I get to the crib, all right?
That's
But
it.
again,
That's
it says, if someone corrects you and you get offended, you have an ego problem. The ego likes quantity. The soul likes quality. So a lot of times we're chasing the cool. That's your ego out front, leading you and making it look good.
Yeah, to disaster.
But
Yeah.
when you start looking inside, you be like, well, man, how long can I keep this up? Or how long will this last? If you have 5,000 peanuts in your house and you ate one peanut a day, at first, it'll look like you never run out. But eventually,
Right, you'll start seeing that hill go down.
them peanuts,
Oh man, I
start
know some
just-
dudes trapped in their old life.
and when that peanut get low, you're going to start panicking because you're going to be like, what I got to do to get it back? It ain't going back up.
Tom, I come from, you know, like where I come from. I see all. I've seen a lot of kingdoms crumble. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of them kings don't realize that their castle not there no more. They're still chasing them old dreams. Yeah, it's like, bro, you gotta. What I say, you can be a master. You can learn to do something else if you decide to. But if you stick to that same plan that has already failed, you'll never see it.
Right.
All you'll keep looking back is at that old ground that you can't build nothing on no more. You gotta move past it. You know what I mean? Like, some of us get so stuck in the past. And I realize, I say this all the time, you gotta be present. I wasn't present. Like, with all the stuff we talking about, like, oh, Betty here, he hosting with Diddy, he over here with Jeezy, he over here with this birthday party, talking about video premiere. Shout out to you, Shannon, for that. That was a good video. But I wasn't present, man. Like, I was there, but I was already 3 steps ahead of where I was going to be next. You know what I mean? If I was with this shorty, I was already 5 days ahead on this shorty I'm supposed to see from DC. You know what I mean? So it's you got to be present. Right now, I'm present. You know what I mean? Like, I'm there. Like, and when I say love is the agenda, I mean it because I believe that if love is the agenda in your life, then if love is your agenda, whether it comes to work, home, your kids, your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your cousin, if it's the agenda, you're going to find peace.
Yourself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
If we ain't got that, if that ain't your agenda, if money your agenda, if shoes your agenda, if clothes your agenda, if sex your agenda, if being the best hustler your agenda, if being the best stockbroker your agenda, you gonna what you say earlier? You gonna find failure because you ain't gonna have 5,000 peanuts one day.
Yeah.
You gonna have one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I wrote the book, you know, it wasn't to bash nobody, men or women.
Yeah.
It was a reflection of me. This is what I talked to my daughter about.
Yeah.
I've been talking to my daughter about this. She was young, and she's still gonna trip and fall. She got to get out here and live. You know what I'm saying? But all the G I give her is because it's like, hey, let me show you this. Let me show you some of the women I experienced that was broken, hurt, that was insecure because of what a man said to them, what a father didn't teach them.
Yeah.
This abandonment, this going on, looking in the mirror, looking at their friend with big breasts, they got little breasts. Looking at their friend who got a big ass, they got a little. Can I say that?
Yes.
They got little ones. Looking at this friend who dating a dude who got money and they single. Wonder why this girl got 10 dudes trying to talk to her and I ain't got none right now. Because you basing everything in your life on a facade. Because you got to find the love right here.
Yeah.
If I ain't got the love right here, I'm going to hate everything. You know what I mean? I ain't never going to walk around and be happy for nothing. Maybe for a moment.
Right.
But eventually, all of that's going to fall apart. You know what I mean?
You talking, baby.
Like, and that's, I wrote the book, like, Love is Agenda. It's deep. And if it touch you, that mean that, like you said, somebody can't correct you.
So read us an excerpt from it so that way it can touch it. Is there something that you want to read from the book?
You told me that, and I put down a few things. So.
Okay, good. So do something. Give us So that way, because everybody has been asking, where can they get it? Where can they buy it?
We're gonna let you know.
We're gonna let you know.
Right
Listen to this, so we can tease you a little bit.
So I go through a few, and I just so.
Get close to the mic. This is your audio session.
I'm sorry.
It's your audio book
session. Let me get down the stage. Let me get my tone next. Yeah. My Tony Handsome. I'm a Tony Handsome, you know. But no, the book Lovers Agenda, I go through a couple. So this is one of them. A queen can't choose when to have high standards. I hear a lot of women walk around and I'm a queen. You can't pick and choose when you want to be a queen. A queen is a queen all day long. You hear what I'm saying? A queen can't pick and choose when she want to have high standards. You hear what I'm saying? You know, so that's one.
Thanks.
True peace is found in oneself long before we can find it in someone else. A lot of us are looking for a relationship, looking for a man, looking for a woman to make us feel whole. Can't no man or woman make you feel whole.
Right.
I can't make you love you.
Right.
I can't make you think you're beautiful. I can tell you you're beautiful all day long. I can tell you I love you all day long. I can hold you. I can tell you this and that. If you don't believe it, if I don't believe I am who I am, you can't tell me nothing. You can be like, oh, baby, man, I like that verse, this and that. Nah, that ain't it, Tony.
Right.
Because I'm looking in the mirror and hating me.
Right.
I got to look in the mirror and love me no matter what. I heard somebody the other day was talking to me. They said, you know what I went through? They said, man, I had this situation when I grew up. It was my man D. Shout out D. Anthony, man. I posted him, man. He bought 10 books, man. He went to lunch the other day at Roost Chris. And he said, man, I grew up with nothing down in South Carolina. He said, but I always believed in me. I always loved me. Like, no matter what was going on around me, and I went through some things. He said, you couldn't tell me nothing about me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But long before he had anything. And that's what we're missing. A lot of us are hurting inside, and we're looking for someone else to help us heal it. I can be there. I can support you. I'll provide it, whatever you need, the Band-Aid, the wrap, whatever to you. I can do that for you. But that healing part,
right? You
got to get some too.
Yeah.
And some got to come from here. A lot got to come from here. And then you got to put in. But I'm gonna be here to support you through it. But if you ain't doing that part, it don't matter what he's doing or what I'm doing, because it ain't never gonna land. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. True peace comes from oneself. Y'all hear me? True peace comes from yourself.
Jackie McKenzie say, "Damn, that's real talk."
Yeah, I had to learn that. You know what I mean? Because I come from something different. I come from a mother. I love my mother. And y'all know my mother.
Right.
And some of y'all may know Miss Josephine. I call her Mama Joe. My homies do. My mother was 20 years old, married, 3 children. My mother graduated. My mother worked 1, 2 jobs, went to school. When they was getting their nails and they talking about esthetician and massage, my mother had her own spa, Phalange Spa, 20 years.
Phalange.
20 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Phalange
Yes.
Spa. You know, she did modern day salon. She did she taught at Aveda. She did a lot. You know what I mean? But my mother raised all of us. I got a sister with a master's degree. She's a psychotherapist. Another sister run a whole bunch of property management. Of course, I am who I am. You know, she raised LaShelle, my sister. She had her own nail salon. She big at Duke Energy. Like, my mother was a special woman, a special queen. And, you know, she had a lot of times she could have quit on herself. Like, I just wanted to be better. I realized I wasn't being the man I was supposed to be. I was successful. So, you know, so if somebody could walk around and be like, oh yeah, her son doing this and that. When it came to women, some of the things that was going on, I wasn't doing. I wasn't being with Joseph. I wouldn't want nobody to treat Josephine like that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but I'll go into another one. Let me see. We got a few.
That one sparked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that one's real. That's real.
They all real.
All right, exactly. All of them are real and from a real place.
Yeah. Sometimes men don't want you. They just don't want anyone else playing with their toy. You hear me? Sometimes we can be in a situation and a man can want to keep you, make you feel a certain way and do all these things. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just his ego. Just don't want nobody else to have you. He'll keep you miserable. He'll keep you in the house by yourself. He'll tell you ain't this, you're fat, you're this, you're that, boom, boom, boom. Just to lock your mind up, lock your spirit up, to keep you from really getting out here and enjoying yourself and enjoying life and meeting the person for you.
Say
You
that
know what I
again,
mean?
because I believe there's a lot of women out there who may need to hear that. And coming from a man who's not afraid to say that, or who's not upset, because you are putting yourself, you're letting them know that even though you've heard that and you felt that and you heard that from a man, you have to know that what?
You have to know that sometimes men don't want you. They just don't want anyone else playing with their toy. You're just a toy.
So you need to leave. You need to
to
go
leave
because they
immediately.
really don't want you.
Yeah, you gotta leave, man. Like, love should be your agenda, and that starts with yourself. That starts right here.
I love it.
You gotta be an example for you. Most of us got kids. You gotta be an example for them. We can't say that, oh, I want you to do this and that and show someone else and show them something different. You know what I mean? Like, the book is deep. It's deep. Shout out to Dollar Sierra. She run Black Effect with Charlamagne. She was the first person to read my book, and she loved it.
Yeah.
She read it front to back. She came in with a big tablet of stuff she wrote on the book. So if you don't know Dollar Sierra, man, you don't know Black Effect, they got all the podcasts with
Charlamagne
Charlamagne.
got that publishing company and the
Yeah.
podcast up on his belt. He doing his thing.
Yeah, and she read the book, man,
And shout
She
out to
stamped it.
Charlamagne too,
Yeah.
because Charlamagne gave me
Yeah.
a shout out.
y'all gonna love
On
it. He gave you one
They
from
gave me a shout out, babe. That's when Monique we was doing the special. And they gave me a shout out. He was talking about, Tone X funny as shit. So I took that clip and kept it and be playing it for people. When they say something, I'll be like, well, listen what Charlamagne said.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Shout
because
out
you know
to
he
him.
gonna tell the truth.
Yeah, he said it. He
Right.
tried to let him know, but shout out to him, shout out to him. And where can they get this at?
The book,
'Cause that's what they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, Apple Books, Kindle, wherever you put
His
Everywhere
house.
you
can order
get
it.
books.
Yeah,
His
you can hit
house.
me up.
Yes.
You know
That's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
gonna
I'm
get
waiting on
mine.
my copies now. You know what I mean?
Do you
But
have copies on you?
I got this and I got one in the copy.
I'm gonna buy
Look,
mine.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna get mine from Betty myself. I ain't going no damn
I was
Amazon.
So
Go to
we wanna get it
Amazon tonight, though.
ourselves.
Go to Amazon.
Yeah, y'all go to
Get-
Amazon
Get
tonight.
them books.
Get your books.
BarnesandNoble.com,
Yes.
Kindle books, Apple books, and tell me about it. Tag me.
Yes.
Post it. Tag me. Share
Let
it.
them know
Well,
about
I'm
it.
going to buy
review.
that one tonight, and I want you to autograph sign it for me.
And I'm gonna tell you
I want
something.
that one.
I'm gonna tell you something else with visionaries, because
Cheers.
I had
Cheers.
asked Betty would he be on my mixtape,
Mm-hmm.
the grown man mixtape, and he was like, "Oh man, that ain't nothing." Now, I'm sitting here now getting a different energy now. See, still with a mixtape because I'm doing
Yeah,
it. 'Cause my
yeah.
producer be like, "Listen,
He waiting on
if you don't get, because you got a lot to say, you need to go ahead and get in the studio." And I be like, "I do have a lot to say," and I got another vision now. I got me and Betty going on this book tour, promoting love as the agenda and grown man quotes.
Ooh, I see that.
Hey,
You
I
know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Because
like
the two
that.
intertwine.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, I
you
see
got
it.
grown man tips
Oh, I see it.
and love
I
the agenda,
see that.
and me and you talking, and boy, look,
Two grown men.
come on,
Grown-
man.
come
I'm grown now. I can say
That's
that
the
now.
grown man
man.
tour
You know,
right there. That's the
man.
grown
Yeah,
tour.
yeah,
For
Hey,
real.
we do that,
Yeah.
and we go around, and then
I like that.
boy,
I
look,
like it.
then we might have to perform something.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, we ain't gonna just be talking about that book. We're gonna do something. But I'm excited for your journey as an author
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
because you're giving some real truths
Yeah.
that a lot of people need to hear. Like Malcolm used to tell in his lectures, I didn't come to say what you want to hear.
There you go.
I came to say what you need to hear.
Mm.
And I remember a cat talking the other day, and I want to add this to what you was just saying about the females. Females, ladies, stop trying to be men. And this is what the cat said, because when he said this, I almost fell off the chair. He said, women now are trying to run with more than one man. But it ain't a good look. And it's still a society where if a man do that, it ain't a good look. but it can be tolerated.
Indeed.
Depending on how you do it.
Right.
This brother said, what do they call a key that can open
It's in the book.
multiple locks?
That's in the book?
That's in the book. I swear on my life.
He said, what do they call a key that can open multiple locks? He said, a master key.
Read
The
read
man.
that excerpt right there when
Read
it say
that.
that box.
He
What that
say,
box
but
Read that, Tom. The box.
a lock that opens
Go
for
to the
every
mic.
key is called a junkie. Wait a minute.
say?
That's when you know the freak's right. Because listen,
Come on.
Read
listen.
it.
he said, what do you call a key that can open multiple locks? A master key.
Yeah.
But what do you call a lock that can be opened by many keys? A shitty lock.
There you go.
And what
That's the analogy of the man and the female. Betty Grind got right here, a lock that opens for every key is called a junkie lock.
Janky lock.
a janky lock. Come
I'm
on.
talking
now.
to my daughter and my niece about that. Like,
Boy,
That's
yeah,
real.
that's on the same page.
that's when you know the frequency hitting the
Yeah.
vibration
Yeah.
hitting. Out of all the things I could pull,
Look what you
I
pulled.
pull that and it's in your book.
That's
crazy.
I'm
That's
telling
right.
you.
Hey, I
That's
swear on my
why.
life,
That's why
Tony,
it's a grown
Tony
man.
ain't never seen a page in this book till I just handed it to
Right,
you.
right.
I put that
That's
on
why
my
that
real.
grown man book tour
If
gotta be in
that was
effect.
confirmation that the grown man book tour used to happen, it was
Yes.
also confirmation that's about to be the next bestseller through Amazon
Yeah.
and everything else. And Benny Watkins, what's up, Benny? He was
Yeah.
on the show last week talking about black businesses in his
Love it.
salon. So definitely go and support him in the South
Ben
End.
Tala.
Ben Kala.
Nuh-uh.
No, Ben
He
Tala.
told you about
Ben
Mr.
Tala.
His name, no, it's not. It's
He said,
Ben-
think of Allah.
Ben
So
Tala Salons.
Ben Tala Salon.
Uh-huh.
So he says, support the book, support the podcast, support our business, support our kings and queen, support the growth, support the takeover.
And
I love
support,
I agree.
support him
Love
too.
it.
He's on
Yeah.
South Boulevard.
South
South
Boulevard.
Boulevard.
and
Make sure you
and-
support him. And ladies, remember that one. Y'all need to write that one down.
Right, that's
Mhm.
the
A
truth.
key that can open many locks is a master key.
The master key.
But a lock that can be opened by many keys is a shitty lock, or as my nephew say,
A janky lock.
Janky lock. I told my daughter that when she was 11 and my niece was 9.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, it's in, like, we on the same type
That's
of time.
crazy.
Same type
That's
of
crazy.
vibe and
Yeah.
frequency.
Yo!
Yeah.
I want to thank
Yeah,
Betty Grind for coming through and
Yeah.
chopping it up. We're going to have to do a part 2
absolutely.
Yeah.
with
Got to.
Betty.
Let me know.
And then look for the book tour coming soon, baby. Not only the book tour, Grown Man Tips, and Love is the Agenda,
Yeah.
but the whole experience. Because it's not just going to be a book tour, it's going to be an experience. It's going to make you go and buy both those books after you see the experience.
And make sure y'all go support him. Because
Mhm.
a lot of times we think support is liking
Right.
something on social media or writing a good comment. Or not, support is purchasing.
Yes. Buy the
Right.
book.
Support is purchasing and buying this book. Not only buying this book, reading the book.
Mm-hmm. Read it.
All right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely read it.
another thing that I've been wanting to start
It's a book club.
is the Tonex Book Club. So, what better way to start it off than with his book and my book?
Mm-hmm.
And a book club, ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard. What it is men, because mine will be for men.
Mhm.
You get together, all right? You each get a book.
Yeah.
You read the book. You come back. You discuss the book.
Mm-hmm.
That's a book club.
Yeah.
But what do they say? If you want to hide something from a black man,
Mm-hmm.
put it in a book.
Yeah.
All right? So, we need more books in the
Yeah.
world. We need more Betty Grinds.
We do.
We need
Yeah.
more Love is the Agenda.
Agenda.
Make sure you go get that, man.
And you can get it on Amazon or any platform or anywhere you buy
Apple
books.
Books.
Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books, Amazon, Kindle, all of that.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Don't forget on
Yeah.
Thursday night, be it Stats,
Stats.
8 p.m.
8
Chris
p.m.
Set It Off Jones, another Laugh It Up Thursday. You don't want to miss this. And I know y'all, people be like, you don't want to miss it. That's a sales pitch. I don't do sales pitches. Because if I did sales pitches, I wouldn't be able to say I got 25 years of having a comedy room in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
My first room started in 97, and it's 2022. You do the math
Yeah.
and take off a year and a half for the pandemic, and
Right.
we still
Going.
here.
Providing you with quality
Right.
talent.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Funny
Providing you with
talents.
true laughs.
True laughs.
Since '97. So Thursday, be up in the building.
Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8.
Don't forget about love is the agenda. Don't forget about Grown Fit, and please don't forget about that peace of mind
Yeah.
that you can get for your apartment, your home, or your business through Silver Shield Security. The website is silvershield-security.com. Use my promo code #ToneX. Get 50% off. Inshallah, we'll be here again on next week,
Yes.
doing what we love to do, politicking
Yes.
with the people on another Grown Man Conversations. We gone.
Salute.
Love you.
We gone.
We riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees. Put your hands up on some grown man knees. We puffing on some grown man knees. We sipping on some grown man knees.